turn me up. I like my money like I like my niggas.
Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Allison. I'm 29. I post a lot of things about my personal finances, but I also do lifestyle content, vlogs, work-life balance, things like that. So definitely subscribe, follow along. Today's video is going to be a financial video. I'm kind of doing my monthly reset a little bit differently this month. So I did a separate video on like goals and resetting for the month, and then this is going to be my financial video because I got paid on August 1st, so we also have to do a payday routine, but I also want to close out the month and kind of go over my monthly budget because I do that usually every month in my monthly reset. So we're going to do that first. We're going to go through July's budget, see how I did, look at everything, see where all my money went, and then set up the budget for August because I have to do that first before I can kind of go through my payday routine and input everything into there. So sit tight. It's gonna be maybe a little bit of a longer video, but it's fine. We're gonna get through it. I have an energy drink to fuel me. Let's get right into July's budget. As a reminder, the spreadsheet that I use to track everything is by Coplenty. I use the yearly 2.0 budget template, and I do have a discount code if you want to purchase one. Try it out. I highly recommend. Tracking is definitely helpful, as much as sometimes it's shocking. This was July. July was actually a really good month. I did make more money than I thought I was going to. So obviously I spent more money because all of that extra money has been going towards my car loan. So exciting things. Ended up getting paid for some brand deals that I wasn't expecting. Also got a bonus in my second paycheck this month, and that was really nice. And then bills are always very standard, except for the only variable one is my car loan currently because I am trying to pay that off as quickly as I can. I ended up putting $2,100 more towards the car than I was originally budgeting for. Obviously, bills look crazy expensive, but keep in mind $4,000 of this was for the car, which is crazy, by the way. And I will do a car loan update for you guys at the end of this video. And then subscriptions, spot on, every single one was paid. Then the more variable part of every month is the actual expenses. We see a lot of red here because it gets a little hard. It's hard to budget exactly how much you want to use and like put towards certain things. So I'm still working on that. Like again, like I said, I'm not perfect. I still don't know where to budget money and like if I'm gonna overspend. Sometimes I forget about certain things for the month and I forgot to budget for it. The goal is no matter what, like down here, this was my expected total for expenses was about $1,375. And we can see here that I only ended up spending $1,529. The difference was only about $150. So I'm happy with that. That is way closer, I feel like, than I have been in months to sticking to my budget overall, like how much I want to spend on expenses. We'll kind of go through quickly some of them because I know sometimes this can get like a little repetitive. I had under budget on groceries, and also this is my half of the groceries, so obviously I'm not only spending $260 on groceries. That's pretty split even, so we probably spend close to like $500 on groceries a month, which is pretty good. Like we like to keep that number low. Dining out, I spent a little bit over. We definitely have been eating out a little bit more or like getting takeout a little bit more. And I'm okay with that because again, our grocery budget was lower. I feel like we just enjoy spending time outside, doing date nights, things like that. So I'm okay with that. And it was relatively close. Gas was under budget. We love that. Shopping was a little bit over. But again, I'm actually not that upset about this number. Like I gave myself a budget of $50 because I've decided now that I'm gonna give myself a budget. Like I'm gonna allow myself to spend money. So I really didn't spend that much over. So I'm okay with that. And then beauty, this is where, as I said, I forgot basically about something. Like this happens probably once a month where I'm like, oh, wait, yeah, I totally forgot. Like I knew this was coming out and I just forgot about it in the budget. I was in a friend's wedding and typically beauty, I just budget like my nails because I get my nails done once a month. What I had totally forgot was that for her wedding, I wanted to get my hair and makeup done. And I was paying for that myself. So I totally forgot about that. And then I also didn't know where else to put that in the budget. So I included it in beauty. That was something that I had saved for. Like I knew it was coming up, but I kind of totally forgot that it would be a part of the budget. So that one was over by quite a bit, but I'm not surprised by it because, again, I had known for like a few months that this was gonna happen. It just like slipped my mind when creating the budget. Entertainment and travel, 0. Gifts, I was like spot on, and I'm so proud of myself for that because, again, I had a wedding and then I had wanted to budget a certain amount of money for my best friend's because she was having a baby, and I haven't seen her since she told me, so I made her this little basket. I bought a bunch of stuff, and then I even bought a couple things for the baby shower, which is going to be in September. So nice that I was able to like budget for that kind of stuff. Like, this is something that Allison from 2-3 years ago wouldn't have been able to do. This is one really good thing, and like something I'm really proud of myself for budgeting is including things like this in the budget, like buying things for others, gifts. It makes a huge difference instead of putting everything on my credit card and then stressing about that. Pets was a little bit under. I feel like it's been under lately, and I don't know why. Health, I had one bill that I had to pay. Snacks was a little bit over, but roughly, like, again, if I'm within a certain range, like if I'm within like $50, I'm like, it doesn't matter to me. Coffee, I did spend a little bit more on coffee this month. We're getting into that season where I buy more coffee, and I did buy donuts a few times for like my coworkers because we had a rough month. We really had a tough month. Next month I might actually give myself a little bit of budget for coffee because I know that we're getting into the season where I like to get a nice coffee. It's almost pumpkin spice season, so I did go golfing this month. I did spend a little bit more than I was expecting. Home, nothing. Miscellaneous was right on budget. Car, other was a car wash. I did spend about $50 on Amazon. Since I canceled Amazon Prime, I do feel like I've been spending a lot less on there. You can still get free shipping, you just have to spend over $35. So I would say like every now and then I make a purchase and it would be over $35 to get the free shipping. I spent $0 on books this month, you guys. $0. This budget is just something that I try my best to follow, but it's never perfect, and that's fine. I really only spent about $150 extra, and I take that as a huge win for me. And then last section is just savings. I have direct deposit for certain like savings accounts. So every paycheck I put $100 to the emergency fund and $200 towards the house fund. So times that by 2 for the 2 paychecks, and that's what you get. Overall, I thought this month was really, really good. Let's move on to August. So paycheck 1 is August 1st, August 15th, and then the certain months that you get 3 paychecks, it's down here at the bottom. But that will be the 29th. TikTok is always the 15th. YouTube is the 21st. I'm gonna put for my expected $2,200 for each paycheck. $500 for TikTok, $165 for YouTube, and I'm gonna leave the other ones blank because I don't know for sure if I'm gonna get anything from brand deals or not. So that gives me a decent amount to budget with because it is a 3 paycheck month. We love that. Bills I'm gonna copy over from July. I think I am increasing my gym membership for now for a few months because, guys, only because I've been really enjoying going and I'm gonna be done paying my car this month. So just for, I think maybe till the end of the year, I am gonna be paying like $375 for a gym membership, which is crazy. I know it's crazy. Like, I have the budget for it now, and I really, really enjoy going to the classes. And then eventually, too, I might even just cancel this membership, and hopefully when we get a house, I will have a home gym. Like, the dream is to have like a home gym downstairs and like actual have like weights and things like that, and then I can use this knowledge that I've been getting from these classes that I've been going to and just making my own workouts at home. And then me and my husband can do our workouts at home. I'm doing it now because I can, with the intention and goal to eventually not go there anymore, if that makes any sense. I know I'm trying to justify it. I don't care. Like, I don't care if people have opinions on it because it's my money, it's my health, it's my choice and journey. So our car insurance did go up just a little bit, and towards the car, I'm gonna put $2,600. because that's all I owe on my car for the month, and then we're done. And then that money can go towards savings, and I literally can't wait. Subscriptions, and all of those will be the same. Expenses. I'm gonna start by carrying these over, and then I'll adjust as needed. Honestly, I'm probably going to keep most of these the same because I did well last month, except for gifts. I'll bring that one down, but I did well last month. So the plan is to keep most of these the same. Fuel, shopping, maybe I'll bring that up to 75. Beauty, I've been getting extras on my nails, so I might bring that up to 100. Entertainment, travel, gifts, I'm going to bring that down to 0. Pets, health, snacks, coffee, I'm gonna put 25. Golf, I'll leave it at 30. I know if I'm gonna golf this month, I might, so I'll leave that at 30. Home, miscellaneous, car, other, okay. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because today is technically like the 3rd when I'm filming this, and I already know that it's gonna be higher because I had to get an oil change yesterday. Otherwise, I maybe wouldn't have budgeted for it. I'm gonna put 150. Books, I'm gonna do 30, and Amazon, I'm gonna do 50. Let's see where we're at. Okay, I like that number for expenses. I feel like 1,300 is like average for me for expenses, so I like that. And then savings. Again, because it's a 3 paycheck month, these are going to be a little bit higher. So emergency fund would be 300 because I put 100 per paycheck. House fund is going to be 600 because I put 200 per paycheck. And then this month I actually am planning to slowly start putting money into my Roth IRA again. So I'm only going to put 50 for now and see what happens. But I explained this in a different video, I think, but basically my goal is to start treating my social media income like a job. So obviously right now I take out taxes because I have already been doing this for like 2-ish years, like where I've been making enough money where it like matters on my taxes. So you obviously want to make sure you have money saved because you're gonna owe money in taxes. But what I haven't been doing is saving any of that towards my retirement. And if the goal is for me to cut back on my hours at my real job and then supplement that with social media money, which is what I am hoping eventually when I have kids, I want to set myself up where, okay, I am treating it like a paycheck where I'm getting the money, taxes are being taken out, retirement money is getting taken out, and then I'm left with my take-home pay. I am gonna start to put like 6% of anything that I get from social media towards my Roth IRA. I'm sure there's a different retirement for like self-employed people. I have a Roth IRA already, so I might as well just like put money in there for now until like I maybe get a real accountant and they can tell me what to do and set up like a business for me or whatever, depending on how this keeps going for me, you know what I mean? That's the budget. Kind of what I do at this point is look up here to see like, okay, did I budget appropriately? It looks like I did because my income is about $7,300, and then if you subtract bills, subscriptions, expenses, savings, that still leaves me with $700 left over. So that means I didn't budget everything that I had coming in, which is good for me because again, as you saw, like there's a lot of variable expenses in my life. So let's take a quick little break from the spreadsheet. We'll go back to it. We love the spreadsheet. But now that we have everything all set up, we're gonna go through my paycheck. My paycheck breakdown for my first paycheck in August. I did get paid August 1st. Again, a little bit about me. I'm 29. I am married. I have no kids. I work in healthcare. I have an hourly job. I do get overtime, so my paycheck does vary slightly. I just like to give that background as to like why maybe my budget looks like this and why I have certain things in my budget. Other than that, my main financial goals right now are to pay off my car this month and start saving as much as I can for a house because again, we're hoping to start that process. My paycheck for this pay period was $2,227.59 and I had $45.28 carry over from my last paycheck. What I do is add those together and that gives me $2,272.87 to budget with for the next 2 weeks. It is a 3 paycheck month, but I didn't split my rent into like 3. I just kept it the way that I usually do. So then that third paycheck, I won't save anything for the rent. I did save $400 for my rent, which our rent total is $850. I pay the rent. So I split it $400 from one paycheck, $450 from my second paycheck. And then towards my emergency fund, I put $100, and our joint savings account, which is for our house, I put $200. Next, groceries. We have a separate account that we use for groceries. That way, like, we both have a debit card that we can use. And into that account, I put $150. Then I take a look at subscriptions for the next 2 weeks, and I have quite a few, unfortunately, this pay period. So I have Hulu, that's $9.99. I have CapCut, that is also $9.99. Apple is $2.99. My Aura Ring is $6.35, and Netflix is $17.99. Total subscriptions is $44.81. Then I need to budget $65 for my pets. I have 2 cats. Car insurance, as you guys saw, for this month is $200.04, and that is me and my husband on the same car insurance. We do plan probably to eventually combine more of our finances. We're just currently trying to handle our own debt separately before we combine everything, because we both had debt previously before we got married, and we both don't want each other to feel responsible for that debt. So once we combine, like, at least our bills and like have a bills account, it will be so much easier. It's just not something we want to do right now, and that's fine. Like, it's totally fine, and it's totally fine to never combine your finances. My parents never did, and it's totally fine to combine them immediately. It's fine to do partial. Like, there's literally no right way to do it, and I hate when people say that, like, it has to be one way or the other. Like, it doesn't. It doesn't. Then I'm also going to budget $65 for gas for the next 2 weeks. This is where I was like, okay, let's see where I'm at in the budget. Let's see how much, because those are all the things that I need to budget for and that are like for sure coming out, and expenses that are for sure coming out. Now I take a look, see how much I still kind of have left over and where I can put that money to reach the goals that I want. Obviously, right now it's to pay off the car. And then I did have a few expenses that I've been putting onto my credit card. So I put $75 towards my credit card. Like, I use my credit card a lot for points and stuff and just like everyday purchases. So I did pay $75 towards that. After that, I put $700 towards my car, which is so exciting. I literally, every single time I make a payment like that, I'm just like blown away, and I'm so grateful and excited. And that's it. That's everything that I'm gonna budget for the next 2 weeks. So if you add all of that together, it comes to $1,999.85. So basically $2,000. And then if you subtract that from what I had to budget with in the beginning, that leaves me with $273 for the next 2 weeks. I try to keep it between like $250 and $300, I would say, is what works well for me, and that's the budget. And I feel like I'm happy with that. It's solid. Back to the spreadsheet, because now we need to input all of this into August. Paycheck 1, we can put $2,227.59. As I've said before, on actual payday, there's not like a ton I can put into here. I just track as it comes out of my account. Because it was the first of the month, I do have some things that I need to add in. I can put in the rent technically that I had saved from last month, but it gets paid in August. It gets a little confusing, but like the money I had carrying over, that's kind of what these bills are for. If that makes sense. $850 rent, phone bill, and then I can put in the savings that I did from this paycheck. So I'm gonna put 100 into the emergency fund, 200 house fund, the car payment, 700. That's pretty much all I put in from this paycheck until things start coming out. And like groceries, I'll just budget when we buy groceries. So there were some other things that I have also already purchased this month. In the 2 short days that it's been August, I've already spent quite a bit of money. So I did have to buy gas on the 1st. I also picked up a few drinks, Amazon. I had to buy new mats for our kitchen. So like I could put that in home. Then I bought one other thing that's like skincare. So it's like I would have to go in and like separate what it was. And I don't want to do that. I'd rather just put it in Amazon. And then yesterday was the second. We did buy groceries, so I did buy a couple shirts at Old Navy. I actually bought this one. I did have to spend quite a bit of money on my car. It's annoying being an adult and having to pay for these things for your car, but I also don't mind it at this point because, again, now that I'm so close to having my car paid off, I want to take care of my car. That way, when it comes time for me to get a new car, you know, in the future, if I take good care of my car, it will hold some of its value and I can trade it in. It will be worth something versus if I don't take care of my car, like what's the point? You know what I mean? I did get a car wash as well. The big expense was the oil change, and I got all 3 of my windshield wipers replaced because my front ones were just garbage. It's been raining so much that I think maybe that had something to do with it, just that I've been using them so much. And then the back one was broken. I've never had to replace the back one before on any of my cars, but that little like strip, the actual like wiper strip was like hanging off. So I was like, yeah, I should probably get a new one. Again, hopefully something that I don't have to do for another few years. It was $138.81. And that's everything so far this month. That's everything. That's a lot of money so far this month. That's kind of what I do on Payday. I just want to explain a little bit more about how I set up my budget because I have gotten comments about like, oh, can I show how I use the template to like create my budget? But what I will say is I don't really use that to create the budget. That just helps me track the budget. I've more so like kind of created a template that I just follow, like I copy and paste it every month. If you want to start and create your budget, this is how I did it. I wrote down every expense that is like a fixed expense: rent, car payment, phone bill, any bills, any subscriptions that are like have a date that they come out. And then I take a look at that month on a normal 2 paycheck month, see which days you get paid and the dates in between. So like last month, for example, I get paid on the 4th and I get paid again on the 18th. So anything between the 4th and the 18th, any bills or anything like that, that's gonna come from that paycheck. And then anything from the 18th to the 1st of August, that will come from the next paycheck. And that's kind of how I do it, except for rent. I split that up into 2 just so that I'm not taking such a large chunk from one paycheck, because the way my other bills are spread out, it makes more sense to split that into 2. You could take it all from one, but then you might not have enough for other things. So that's why I split that one into 2, just because it's such a large number. But that's all I really do. Like, I don't do anything crazy when it comes to like figuring out the budget besides looking at like, okay, what days do I get paid and what comes out during those 2 weeks. And then also just kind of including any other expenses that I'm usually spending. Like I know I always get gas. I know that I always get cat litter. I know that I want to pay off my car. But everything else is pretty much just normal like bills and expenses that are coming out. And then the savings goals. That's just something that I set. Every paycheck I want to at least save something. So this is what I'm setting, and it goes direct deposit right into those accounts. That's kind of just like in the budget, like ingrained in there. If I were to need extra for some reason, I could be like, okay, let's stop putting money into my emergency fund and put it somewhere else. But for now, like that's just a number that works for me. Like I'm not worried about that $300 that's going into savings, because I'd rather have money in my savings while I'm also paying off bills and debt and stuff. I hope that makes sense. But basically, I don't really use that to form any kind of budget. I kind of do that just on my phone. Last thing that we're going to talk about real quick is just my car loan update. Super exciting. As you guys know, I will be paying this off this month. I will. As we saw from my paycheck, I was able to put $700. Last month, I was able to put $4,000. With all of those payments and everything towards the car loan, my current payoff amount on the car loan is $1,893.49, which feels like nothing, honestly. Given the beginning of this year, I think I was at $14,000. So I'm thrilled. It will just feel like a relief, and then I'm excited to share with you guys how my budget's gonna change and what it's gonna look like going forward. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for sitting through this long video. I appreciate you guys. But I know you guys like my financial videos. I like making them. I like posting them. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for sticking around, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video.